Which one is it? Okay, we are missing some people, but because we don't have much time, I will start with my presentation, so they will see the presentation on CJ Learning blog after that, so they will just miss something from my lecture in, I hope, just a few minutes. So the things that I'm going to talk about today is writing for web, or how to write for web, because it's different writing for newspaper or just regular writing and writing for web. So one thing that we should know about when we are writing for web is that how users are reading on the web. So people rarely read word by word in online world. So they prefer to scan the web page, picking out words or photographs or videos, so they can find out something about what is your article about, or what is your writing about. So in some surveys that are done, we can find the percentage of users, almost 80% of the users always scan. They do not read word by word. So only 60% in these surveys shows that users read word by word. Also, other important thing is that users don't want to read too much on monitor, because eyes are hurting. Paper have better quality than monitor resolution, so they will spend little time for extra work that you are going to write on your web page or on your blog. So you can see that users spend only 4.4 seconds for every 100 words extra in your page. So one thing that you should always have in mind is that you need to write short and simple for online writing. This is a eye tracking research. So these green, red spots are where the eyes of the users mostly getting information. The red, the yellow ones are eye tracking that users see this area little than the red one, and the blue ones are that who are not really in the eyes of the users on your web page. So you can see that the most visitors by eye of the user is the left corner here. In the printed media or the newspaper, most visited is the right side. When you turn the page, you're seeing the right side. But in the web or online writing, something different. The eye goes every time on the left side. So try to have your most important information on the left side of your top left side of your blog or web page. This is something from Blood, a comic, and shows how the new generation is gathering information. So the question is, if the users want to scan, how to employ scannable text? There are many ways that you can improve your online writing and improve your scannability of your article or your web page. So you need to have highlighted keywords. This means highlight. So if I want to find a word keywords, then I see that this is highlighted, and when I'm scanning these highlighted words, suck my attention. And also, you need to have meaningful subheadings, not clever ones. This is what John was talking about. So use simple words, and also simple words that you're using are more better for search engine, because mostly people are typing common words. They are not typing clever words. So if you're writing with clever subheadings, you will not be in search engine. But if you're writing like people search, then you will have your article or your web page in the search engine. Another thing that you must have on your website is bulleted list. You know what is bulleted list? Yeah. Okay. You will see in the another thing. One idea per paragraph, and usually everybody suggests that one paragraph in online writing is no more than 5 lines. So have 5 lines, then go to another paragraph, and that paragraph is one idea, no more than one idea. I'm going to show you something of. Okay. So this is a Macedonian online newspaper. It's not online, it's just an extension of the printed version of the newspaper. So I'm not going to read this. There are no paragraphs, there are no highlighted words. How should I know what they are writing for? And they are putting headlines that are just like in the print. I will talk later about difference between print headlines and headlines in online world. So don't do this. I don't want to read a gray area. This is a gray area. It's a whole block of gray area, and I don't want to go to throw all the things down. So keep it short and try to emphasize the word. So if I'm talking about, for example, citizen journalism, and if I want to find, if I'm a user, I want to find some text about citizen journalism blogs, when I'm writing, I should emphasize citizen journalism, highlighted blogs, highlighted new media, and then the user can read through the text and see that this text is for his interest area. So that's how you can make your user to read your article. Let's go back on. Then where the period style? Jesse already was talking about this. So start with the conclusion, not going like yesterday we have a basketball game in the activities after sessions, blah 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 blah, and then you have Jesse Towson wins the basketball game. No, Jesse Towson wins basketball competition on Citizen Journalism and Debate Institute. That's coming first. So if, like you say, in the print media, you're just reading 2 or 3 paragraphs. Like when you're online world, you're reading less than 3 paragraphs. You're like I showed, you're losing just 4.4 seconds or additional 100 words. So you must have in your first paragraph what are you talking about, and what to have to know that the users know everything about what are you writing. So have the whole information in your first paragraphs, not going down in the pyramid, the foundation of the pyramid. So keep it. How the word count, that's something that I think also John was speaking about, that you shouldn't use so many words. Keep it simpler, keep it shorter. That's it's also right for the printed media, but works much more for online media. Okay, this is the measuring the efforts of improved web writing. So this is a promotional writing, and the text goes like this: Nebraska is filled with internationally recognized attractions that draw large crowds of people every year. Without fail, in 1996, some of the most popular places were Fort Robinson State Park. Then in the we have the numbers of visitors and the other. Are you going to read this? I don't think so. This is usability improvement in percentage by definition. If you concise the text without half the words that you have in the previous one, you will have 58% more usability, and the text will go. In 1996, 6 of the best attended attractions in Nebraska were Fort Robinson and every other. Then, if you have scannable layouts, and if you have bullet points, using the same text as the first one, you have Nebraska is filled with international recognized attractions that recognize draw large crowds of people every year without fail. In 1990, some of the most popular places were this, and then you have visitors. So with this, you're going to improve your usability by 47%. Objective language. Here you have Nebraska is filled with international recognized attraction, which means that you're putting something, a comment, which is yours, maybe opinion, but Nebraska has several attractions. It's neutral language. It's just several attractions. It's not filled with fully of attraction, and you're not making comments on what Nebraska has. And you have in 1997 some of the most visited places were, and then you have the most visited states. And this will improve if you're using objective language, it will improve your usability by 27%. And if you combine all of this, so if you shorten the text half, if you put bullet or scannable layout, and if you use neutral language, you will have usability improvement of 124%. So I'm going to read this. In 1996, 6 of the most visited places in Nebraska were this. I don't need time, more than 5 seconds to read this article or post. So keep it short, keep the neutral language, and then use scannable layout. Use bullets and use also highlighted words. This is another love joke. Okay, how to write headlines. Most important thing that you need to remember about online writing about headlines is that they are displayed out of context. When you have a newspaper, you have a picture that can explain the headline, then you have some graphics, etc., etc. But most of the time, the headlines are in online world are just put in the right sidebar or left sidebar, and they don't have any other additional things that can explain the headline. So if you search on Google, you will have just the headline of the article. You will not have the pictures and the paragraph. Yes, if you click on the headline, you will have the picture and graphics and videos maybe. But first, you need to know what is about the article, then to click on the headlines. So headlines must have really good information. What is the article? So it's not like in the printed media. You can put for example, abstract headline, and you can connect it with a picture or with a graphic. But they get the whole thing right away in the printed media. In the online world, you will have just the headline, and you need to find out what is this headline talking about. So headline text has to stand on its own. So must be understood by not additional things like photos and other things. It should be written in plain language. No clever headlines, like I said before. No clever nouns and something like that. This is what I was talking about. Make the first word an important information carrying one. So you need to have in your headlines when you're writing on online information carrying one headline. If it doesn't have information, the search engines or sidebars displays will not affect the users to click on the headline. Okay, this is some example like page title is Big Blue and Wall Street 2. So, probably has something to do with investing in IBM, but if you don't know this nickname, you will skip. I don't know the nickname for this is Big Blue and Wall Street 2. I don't have any idea. If it's a newspaper, I can see something, some picture or graphic, and that can explain me something what it is. But when you find this headline in a search engine, I'm not going to click it. So this is another one, reading your PC. Again, you have like more information, but it's still this headline for a printed version. Because the listing on the headline is usually on other, like I said, on the Google or on other websites, and this is not carrying too much information. But this one, sound card competition heats up, that's something that really explains what is the article about. So this headline is carrying information. What the article is about and what is going on. So it's about sound cards, it's about competition, and it's about that competition heats up. And if this is shorter, like sound card competition without heats up, because most of the engines do that, search engines do that, you still have the meaning in this headline. Another joke, comic. If someone doesn't talk about, doesn't make a difference. And now I'm going to talk about the numbers and numerals when you're writing for online readers. So usually numbers are those ones searchable or scannable parts of your text. So people or users want to stop on the numbers because they think they can get some information out of the number. So traditional writing style is usually to spell out the whole numbers, like spell the whole numbers from 1 through 99, any of those numbers followed by 100,000, 100,000, million, and so on. Round numbers, very big numbers, and numbers that appear as the first word in the sentence. So this is the printing style of writing numbers. But writing for the web is write numbers with digits, not letters. 23, not 23. Use numerals even when the number is the first word. So 23 students, not 23 spell out. Just stick to the digit numbers. And also use numerals for big numbers up to billion. Sometimes it's confusing up to billion because, for example, Europe uses million. Then billion, and sometimes you should be really careful about putting like 1 and then spell out billion. It's better when you're writing digits, but up to 1 billion, because 2 billion or 2 million is okay, but this one is not okay. It's too much zeros. Instead of that, you can use the first digit and then put the magnitude. Like this one. 24 billion, not 24 billion. or 24 million. Another thing that you should remember is that you need to spell out the numbers that doesn't represent specific facts. Like in this, if you say something like in the recent years we have tested thousands of users and seen their use of breadcrumbs increase, it's better to write 1,000 as a word than thousands or something like that, because 1,000 is not really data in this context, it's just giving idea what we that we have some research. And in the end, I will talk about inverted pyramids in cyberspace. So you know already about inverted pyramids. There is no big difference in inverted pyramids from print to cyberspace. So, like you see, start with the conclusion. After a long debate, I simply wanted to increase state taxes, but 10% no. We have a debate for increasing taxes, and then we have this senator, or I don't know, giving a speech on this, and in the end, you have the assembly voted to increase the state taxes by 10%. So, give the information right away, and then follow the information, but most of supporting information, and in the end, you're giving the background of the author. So then you give what was happening in the assembly while was the debate, the long debate. Another thing that is really important to distinguish cyberspace inverted pyramid and printed pyramid is that you don't need to write the full background of the story. You just link the background that you have somewhere. So give me the latest information, and then if you want to find out more, click here, and you have the link through a notes article instead of having a really long background on your web page or on your blog, because this is good because people don't want to scroll. So it's better to give them link, and then if they want, they are going to read that link. And using links is like for you like being neutral and also not afraid to show that this information I get from, so I'm not lying. This information I get from this web page. Also, I'm not lying. You can check if you don't believe me. So that's something that you should have always. If you have background of the story, link it. Don't write it. And if you don't know what to blog about today, blog about nothing. Okay, this was my presentation. Do anyone have any questions? Okay. I'm done. I hope I was fast. Thank you. To 12. I'm done.